you know. So you started your journey off in the UK. That's one of the things that we tend to forget as well. That you pioneered. You're one of the pioneers of the UK hip hop scene as well. You know, with
Yep.
PLZ. I found that track, man.
The kids, they don't know.
I found,
The kids, they don't know.
I found this one. Let me just get straight into it. Yeah.
Yo, I'm G. Yo, what up, money? So what's up with you, man? Was you at the jam last night? No, I always be there. Damn, they had the PLZ man talking that talk and walking that walk. Come slouch up. Yo, what you got this time?
Yo, where you guys be dissing me all the time? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I got some new ones.
Can you dug it? We didn't want it. Can you dug it? I'm rude.
So Reg, I think Rob is giving us the solution that if you turn your mobile speaker down, let's see, do that for us and let's see how it goes.
The man I get roughed up, and if it ain't PLZ, why I off I kick a karaoke jack in a kimono. I'm eating sushi just to watch sumo wrestling. Just leaves a band in your rest without
Okay.
Party
Can you hear me?
Like a western. Anybody who went down.
Can you hear me?
Mentality, please pick up speed. Cause if not, we want natural mercy to mercy. But bust up and cut Trump to be like a enemy. Step brutal and only move when I can fetch. Plus ventilation as a remedy for stage. You stop, you fiddle, you step to the microphone, but here's a big riddle. Real simple. Who speaks French and also rocks the mic? Moi. I'm out of the Saudi, so
So Rob is giving us the dates. 1992, man. Well, 1990. When was it? 1992 or 91?
I lost track, my brother. Shit. I'm just happy to be home.
Yeah. So you start off the music here. What brought you together? Because it was yourself,
Freddie Funkstone,
DJ Pogo,
the legendary DJ Pogo.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody said, "Yeah, you black as shit." Yeah, well, fuck you too. What kind of shit did I shit though? Black shit.
So then you how long was PLZ's reign for? Because you did what, one album?
Nah, PLC never had an album. We recorded though, but we never had an album. And we had a whole bunch of demos, you know, because you remember I was running between the UK and New York, and we recorded a whole bunch of them. DJ Pogo has most of the old joints in his archives, and hopefully we can hopefully get together at some point and put them out, because some of the stuff that we was doing was way ahead of folks, you know.
Yeah, way ahead of time.
Yeah, way ahead of time. Yeah. So yeah, man. But it's great to hear. I mean, I listen to what you just played, and I'm like, damn, that's me. You know what I mean? I sound like a Smurf on helium.
But I don't think the voice has changed though. Anybody who really listens.
Not too much. I've never been a calm rapper. I'm always screaming. I used to scream in the mic so much. All producers that work for me used to say, "Man, calm the fuck down, bro. Just say no. Why you gotta shout?" Because remember, I had to do them chorus lines, and back in the day, all the choruses were high pitched, and you know, so it was you down with OPP, and I'm like, if it ain't PLZ, you know, we just screaming, and then time to go perform. Now I gotta reenact everything that we recorded it. To me, come now for me, you know. I used to lose my breath on stage all the time. Yeah.
So we fast forward. You move to Ghana, you know. But before the music, I want to talk about family 1 second, you know. So you have you recently so me and Reggie, we're in a WhatsApp group. I think he's left now. But we know what's up.
Snatch the moon out the sky and shoot hoops with it. Nah, don't
Yes.
worry. The boys is
You
clowning me
recently
on
put
there.
out. I know, right? You
I know,
you
Cali.
recently put
Omenyame.
yeah. You recently put out what do you call it? Your dad's work from back in the day, man, which is epic. Using models, having a soundtrack, building up to his fashion show, man. What
Mm-hmm.
what's your dad's influence on you in terms of your showmanship, man?
My father's influence on my showmanship is it's everything. And my mother too. Remember, my mom's was a stage. She was a stage manager. My mom's was I hope she's watching. She's in DC now. My mom, she was a stage mom. You know what I mean? So right down from my clothes to, in fact, it's amazing you ask this because where I sit right now doing this interview, it's a studio that was built for me by my father. Yeah, pops built that.
So he's been yeah. So he's
Yeah,
been
so
supportive from day one of your music
from
career.
day one, both parents, all my parents have always had my back in everything that I did, and this I'm the original daddy's boy. Rest in peace. So yeah, that's why folks could crack on me today talking about I live in my daddy house. You know what I mean? Because they right. But my man, my pops he's no more. My pops passed away, and I'm blessed that he worked that hard that he could provide shelter for his son or his family, and that today we got a big old joint in East Cantonments in a residential neighborhood. I ain't mad. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do the same for my
Yeah.
son. I'm gonna do the same for my kids and pass it on. Nti obi ka say otu papa fia you see your president crowd in papa fie. Nah, these are jokes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know, right? But these are things that you tend to just analyze, and you realize there are so many inconsistencies in some of the statements. Talking about you selling wache and all of that. I mean, and in the same vein, talking about the fact that he makes his own money, man. It's, he makes his own money. So what's the problem with someone else, having a hustle on the side? But that's a whole different conversation because you've been selling watches for over 10 years, as far as I remember. Those
10 years.
you come to the club and then do that later on watching. But talk about
ten
family, man.
years. Mhm.
You married your wife was my schoolmate
Yes.
in
Zilla.
Legon. And
Yes.
I remember when we would come to Salisbury. You remember we used to play what you call snooker and gamble there back then.
Cha
Put some
cha
money
cha
on
cha
it.
cha 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 cha.
And one of yeah, you and Chap one and the rest. And I remember one day we had this conversation. You mentioned you were going to do a laundrette on Legon campus. So
Mhm.
you've always had that kind of business sense, that hustle, that side hustle in you.
Okay, now, um, I'm not business minded in that sense, but I am innovative. I always have ideas, and if Blase said he need that watch it right now, and yeah, and I've always had fresh ideas, and so Nyamekano, it's me bemwa. What am I say? Effort. And so I'm not business minded in that sense, but I got great ideas, and that's why we had a team. That's why we had a team. Myself, DJ Rab, my father. All of the folks that I was surrounded by good folks. My team was good, and that's what made a lot of stuff. Yeah, and yes, I did put out some condoms too. Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to get into the music shortly, you know. But how's married life, you know, impacted on you yourself personally? Because from my perspective, it's really calmed you down, you know, because you used to ball hard, you know.
I still ball hard.
Really hard.
I still ball hard. I still do, you know.
But not that.
No, the only difference is now I own my own spot. So you probably don't see it because I own my own. But yeah, man. Yeah.
But that's when it comes in. So we fast forward time. You came back to Ghana in what, 1994, was it? How did you link up with Rap though? I know he's online. How did you link up with Rap?
Me and brother Rab, we met over at and I got video footage of when we met. Me and DJ Rab met over at Miracle Mirage. And there's a video to show exactly when we met. And me and brother Funkstone, we was over there in the booth rapping to Booth Bath by the Fugees, and Rab was posted over there with some honeys, you know, Mr. Fly Guy, and you know, Rab is a New Yorker, so over there, and so that's how we met, and it was through brother Rutai. So Rutai made that connection, and then we just connected right there on the spot, you know. And here I am. I'm an MC. I'm hungry. I'm home, and here's my brother, and he know how to make beats, and you know. So boom.
So what really got you into the studio? You had a project. Yeah, go on.
Oh, the studio, that was George Broom. Yep. We went over to George Broom's in La Bonnie, and that's how we started to fuck around with some sounds, and you know, yeah, Panji, yeah, fuck you, Panji. Nah, that's my man. And you know, we started to I got footage of that too. That DJ Rab messing with some samples, myself, Reggie Rockstone, and all this time, no mention of hip life. It was just hip hop. We was just straight on some New York shit. We was on some boom bap, you know, boom bap shit, and then somewhere much later on, the whole concept of, you know, hip life would pop up. What, at least the name brand. Yeah.
Because I remember, you know, I was a student of the game, you know, because there was music already happening, you know, because at that time you had all the school jams, you know, the what you call it, the National Theatre events, you know, where people come together, the likes of NFL, you know, Kwasi, Silova, what you call it, Sammy B, and the likes. They were running the scene back then, you know, when you came there. What got you guys together though? Because I'm leading up to a question that I asked Eddie a while ago, but I'm going to ask that. But what brought you guys together?
Who myself and Rab?
How did you plug? Yeah. No, not yourself. I mean, with the hip hop community in Ghana, you know, like the movement that was going on.
How did I meet? I met.
How did you plug in?
Kwekuti. I met Kwekuti. I think through Panji. Yes, through Panji. I met Young Beku. Beku through Panji. Who else? Chakwan. Chakwan. You know, Chakwan in the neighborhood. Wambu. Eddie. How I meet Eddie? I can't remember. I just remember stood outside my house and seeing this cat in a big big white T-shirt that went past his knees or something, looked like a Smurf, and had a Uzi. This dude, he had a Uzi gun on the front. I said, oh, he got to be hip hop. You know, that's one of my memories with Eddie, and then I mean I met everybody. Kwame Fachi, you know, we got into it. Yeah, man. But that's a good question, because I met everyone, you know, with a different story. Yeah.
So let me play this one, man. Because I remember going out to events, and man, hip hop was alive in Ghana. You know, Dead Body was doing his singing in Chi, you know, translating the lyrics.
I still
R&B
can't get
lyrics.
over that name. How you be an R&B singer called Dead Body? Damn. That's my man though, but yeah.
You know, so what was the first track you ever recorded though?
In my entire life?
No, when you go back to Ghana.
Ghana, the first track was Chobwe. No, it's Chobwe. Yeah, no, Feedback. No, because remember we was on that hip hop first. So we did Feedback, a track called Feedback. And it was just some crazy hip hop shit. People didn't even.
Yeah, trying to take it back a bit.
Yo, hold up. I need to clean the lens.
Yeah, you need to clean that lens.
You good now?
Yeah.
When some so I buy trip my car, mom, wish I shim to the money some when you I some American Yako Secretary. It's mamma because I'm kind of said, one in the fucking Tiate.
So this is Zap beat, right?
Okay, let me tell you the story of this joint. Now, what's up, GQ? God bless you. Dedicated. This track, I used to date this chick from New York. Her name is Amanda. Shout out to Amanda. Rab, you remember her. And she played me a song by a group. I forgot the name, but the name of the song was People Make the World Go Round. People Make the World Go Round. Rab, I know you know that song there. And then I fell in love with this joint, and the bass line, you know, you could Google that right now. It's the bass line from People Make the World Go Round that intrigued me, and I asked for them to sample this joint. So at the time, what's up, Phil? I was working with.
Yo, Gio just joined in as well, man. Shouts to Gio. I think we really having a big problem with with it. Reg. Is really messing up. All right, we'll try and reconnect to Reggie Rockstone. Yeah, shouts to Beku, man. What's good, my brother? Gio, what's up? What's good, Gio? Yeah, so we will connect with yeah, Reggie's coming back. Oh yeah, much better now. Yeah.
Hey, Gio.
Gio, what's good?
That's my man there. What's up with my video, Gio?
So we have Gio coming on the show next week, man.
Nice. That's a good brother there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying.
Yeah. So you're talking about Choboy.
Yeah, so Choboy, that was it. Universal Ecstasy, Choboy, that's some of the early joints. But the bass line is from People Make the World Go Round. And so I passed it on to my brother um, Zap, and then we freaked it. I think it's Zap. I'm not sure. Sometimes, I got older now. And we freaked it, and then I put that verse on there. So, doom, 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 doom. People make the world go
Go
round. Beautiful
around.
music.
But
Yeah.
but
And
how much has sampling really impacted? I know that we are from the hip hop era, but with samples, because I go on Spotify now, I can't see your tracks on there, and I know
yeah, I
how
mean,
has that impacted?
Brother Rab is on there. We sample so much we can't even put the damn music out no more. We were straight beat bandits. You know what I mean? Straight beat bandits. Into me. And that crowd say, "You burn your mind. You burn your mind, Drew. Yeah, Brett." Oh yeah, it's by the stylistics. That's it. So most of the stuff that we put out, we got to clear these samples. Into you, Charlie. Yeah, Brett. Yeah,
So we
Brett.
talk about the recording process of it. When you started with like the first track, feedback, and then with Choboy and all of that, did you have an album in mind then, or you were just going with the flow?
No, nah, we was just running with, recording demos. Those days, I dreamed about too much. No, why they, no, I truck. Now they are tour, and we were just happy to hear ourselves back. It wasn't until much later that we decided, look, man, let's put a proper album to it, and that's all DJ Rab. My father and Rab. You know, excuse
So
me. Yeah,
the I had how back me and Blase go, So I asked Blase
yeah.
because I've been thinking about this. The
Hmm.
whole Makan Makan album, you featured quite a lot of guys who were on the scene at the time. I made mention of how the hip hop scene, all the college jams and National
Yeah.
Theatre, the TikToks and all of that. You featured quite a cream. You had Stylova, you had
Hmm.
Samibi on there, you had Kwasi. Why was Eddie or Taboo not on the album?
Reason is I wasn't rocking with them that hard back then. I knew folks individually, but we wasn't. I was running with the Chakwans. You feel me? The Belos. You know, but yeah. So it had to do with, but Taboo, GI and GI, yeah, GI. Me and GI been in the studio. You know, but it was just. I guess I was just older. I was just the older cat. I was the big homie. But yeah,
So
I mean, it's a good question because it would have probably been very natural that me and Blase would have got on the joint. Yeah. Yeah, so it's Zap that recorded True Boy. Yes. Because
so it,
Rab went back to New York. Yeah.
the crazy part is, you still never recorded with Eddie. I mean, because it was one of the
Yeah.
collaborations that I kind of look forward to,
I mean,
seriously.
I've been on a joint with Eddie though. There's a joint that we nearly fell out about, you know. But there's a joint that Kwame had put this week. We beefed so much about this song that this song never saw the daylight. You say, yo, you said my verse is whack, man. Fuck you. But we was like grumpy old men, man. What you think? What you say about my verse? Fuck you. Chale me, I don't like so.
Yeah, man. Let me get this one. Straight up. Rockstone, Joe Barrett. You know what I'm saying? PLZ joint representing live. The crowd, ACCRA. Check it out now.
Night life in the crowd. Captain Lacey CRA. Hey, it's only Friday. Won't you imagine Saturday? Night life in the crowd. The Captain Lacey CRA. Hey, it's only Friday. Won't you imagine Saturday? 1, 2. Night life in the crowd. Capital HCCRA. Hey, it's only
Life.
So this track, right? What's the memory, man, that it brings?
Oh man, lovely. And you way by and it just said, so utie kra, utimi to say, na Ghana and Shada enye nye pesi because this is definitely not a Ghana friendly song if you really think about it for what it is, you know. But I kept saying, good music is good music, and
True.
you know we near Beffy. You know, some of us from New York, some of us from the UK, wherever. We was like tourists. So, and of course, I came up with this whole vibe, you know, let's do like a little tour guide, a showcase of Accra, nightlife in Accra, the capital, ACCRA. Got my man Cy Lover. And I'll tell you some stories, boy. When we were shooting this video, oh Lord, Cy Lover. King Drama. The king of drama. Yo.
Before you go on the story, man, Cy Lover was the scariest rapper, you know, growing up.
He still is. He still is.
Like,
you ever seen that video of Cy freestyling with a brothel? You think he was gonna bite his head off? You know, he's still on that New York shit. You know, he's a proper New York candidate.
What happened at the video shoot?
Oh, Cy, oh man, this story. So all week we're planning this video. And you know, I talked to my uncle Haris Akor, we get bust up, you know, GI's in the video, everybody in there.
Yeah,
so Cy Lover. So let me give you some history. So Cy, his first verse that he wrote for Nightlife in Accra, listen, the lyrics, if I had let that shit go, Ghana would have bucked out. This dude was talking about, yo, I run up with the gat, and he was straight on some gangster grimy New York Queen shit. And I was like, nah, dog, that's not what I'm about. You know, I wanted to be like real Ghana friendly, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. And he came back with that verse there. Real open bars. You know, he said his thing. He did his thing. And so anyway, all week we're planning for this video. And then we finally get the spot. And Cy Lover, we waiting on Cy to turn up to do his verse, and he's not turning up. So come to find out, Cy has some beef. He has some strong beef with me. He has some emotional shit. So Cy, not something to say. You nim no. You nim on no side. You nim no yene. But you're barely CMS around that. And that was his beef. He said, fuck you, Reggie. I known you how long. You ain't never come by my house to come check me. And he's beefing. He's saying all of this on the night of a video shoot. So I had to calm the fuck down. Yeah, I had to calm down. Because, you know, I was mad as hell. I was about to get into it. And I said, you know, just calm down because I need to get this video done, right? And I said, you know what, Cy, I will come visit you, right? I will come visit you. And that's how we got that shit done. Man.
But word on the street was that he had the best verse on it though.
He had a who?
He had the word on the street was he had the best verse.
Yeah, his verse was nice. I mean, that's why I put him on second. Yeah. His verse was real nice because I remember when we was arranging in the beginning, I was like, yo, let him go first. And then I was like, nah, let me go so I could do mine. And then when he comes, it will further lift the track up. You know, second verse is when the second verse is dope, it keeps the momentum moving. Yeah.
But it was a mind-blowing track, to be honest. You know, hearing that on the radio.
Do you know where that sample is from?
I think you know what I did a check of some of those samples, right? Where's that one from? I'm sure
that sample is from Redman's album, and it was an interlude. And then interlude kakrabi. Yeah.
So shout out to
And
GI.
so we just looped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blaze is saying CY, Silpeswa, and Bushke would have been a dope group.
Yeah, they probably kill each other. That's what would happen. They put out their music and kill each other. That's it.
Let me drop this track, man. What's yeah, which and same as
Check it out, kid. The Arsenal by the
Arsenal.
you know what I'm saying? Check it out, with you. I go. Listen, I go. Listen, I go. Listen, I go.
No one no sit back right they freaking me. Obi petition you know do many since me. I am some so die yesterday and I'm so yana me my friend. I can't remember the rest of it.
oh man, this one still tears the parties down, you know.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro, and that's a James Brown sample there. That's a James Brown sample. You know what I'm saying? That's a James Brown sample. And you know, if you know my history, I'm a dancer. So when I come with this rhythm there, I'm on it. You know what I mean? In my heart, I'm dancing. In my mind, I'm dancing. And it used to bug me out too because, you know, just like the PLZ days, I would scream so much in the studio, and then when it's time to perform the joint, I get tired. You know, because I need to scream, I go all of that shit before I start rapping. Dude, it been faster than my breath. And you know, with the adrenaline and everything.
But Reg, I know we've name dropped a lot of folks here, you know, from Silova, Kwasi to Sammy B and
Peswa, everybody.
Peswa, GI, Taboo, and all of that. You know, with what is going on about origin of hip life or whatever, I think what people get confused is reading comments online about people think that your claim is that you brought rap to Ghana. Even Shatta's once was something like that.
Yeah, he got it all wrong.
You know, because hip hop was in Accra. You know, because I'm a student.
Let me explain. Let me break this down for you. Listen, hip hop was in China too, in Russia. It was all over the world. Listen, when I came home, I had been rapping in the West for God knows how long. And I'm older than these cats that you're talking about. So, you know, I was deep in the trenches. I was already over there doing what it is. And then, so that's like preaching to the choir. I'm not stupid. I never brought rap music to Ghana, you know. But in saying that, I had a big hand in making that whole movement become as it is. Now, here's another thing that folks forget to put in there. We were spreading the gospel of hip hop before I came back home, because when I was in school in Ghana, remember, I was breakdancing. Now you tell me what kind of music you think I was dancing. Yeah, in Motown. Yeah. So you tell me, you think I was breakdancing to classical music or jazz? Hell no. I was breakdancing to hip hop. So when they say, well, we was rapping before you came, I'm like, mother, excuse my language, I was already rapping before y'all came back. What's am I saying? Because I was rapping, I was breakdancing and body popping to hip hop in Motown. What's am I saying? Because yeah, no Jack Yankee life on any. You know, I always tell you, man, I live like tricontinental, you know, British, Yankee, Ghana. In my house, we ate jelly, peanut butter sandwiches, and we ate fufu too, and we also drank tea. You know, so come on now, don't tell me, you know. So we had all. My papa a bugger. What's him I say? My pops from Compton, bugger I befi. What's him I say? So uh, I had access to information. I was reading Star Wars comics when I was growing up. You know, so that being in there did you want to come out. So, you know, hip hop, when it comes to, when you tell me that, yeah, we was rapping, I get it. Yeah, but everybody else was rapping. Matter of fact, we are on the forefront of spreading the gospel of hip hop in Ghana because of breakdance. Yeah.
I think what would do everybody a favor is just a matter of, as we've acknowledged this evening, that it's not just a one person game. You know, it was a whole lot of people that came together to make it what it is now. You know, because there are a lot of
Well,
pioneers.
you see, that's another thing. That's some bullshit that they try to pull up every time the argument come up. Like I'm
Yeah,
supposed to be making y'all stay relevant. That's not my business. That's y'all work. You know what I mean? Everybody that put in work got their due respect. That's why I still fuck with DJ Rap. That's why whoever, you know, but the reason why it may seem that it's so Rockstone centered is because my clique, my group, my whole crew was very, very tight. It was between, look, who's paying for the studio time? Who's paying for the videos? My father. You feel me? So we didn't have a whole bunch of folks chipping in. You see? So if we was in the studio, if it was Zap Mallet, he was paid for his work. Okay, studio engineer, or you're gonna produce this. Him and my father would have a meeting, and they break him off a brick or whatever, and he that's it. And that's why it seems so rock stone, but it's not deliberate. It's just what it is. It's not like I had a whole bunch of folks that I owe favors to. Nope. In fact, a lot of folks I put on. You know, I put my cousin Sydney on there. I put Simon B on there. I put Rutai on there. I put Kwasi on there. You feel me? That's why it comes across like, but I'm not a self-centered dude, you know. Yeah, I'm boisterous with mine, and I big up my chest, but you know, everybody that put whatever you put in, that was it. And that's why me and DJ Rab are still here. For the most, it was my father, DJ Rab, and myself. Most for the most. He cut the checks. He paid for the studio time. He paid for the videos. That's why not too many people can say, well, you know, you owe me shit. You know, I don't owe nobody shit except
I, I,
my father.
I, I try as much as possible not to get into the argument of who coined what term or whatever it is. I think
It's not
it's
it's
not irrelevant. It's not as relevant
no, no, yeah,
as a,
you're right. It's
as a,
not relevant. You know why? The reason
yeah.
why is if it's just about the two words, hip life, then it's some bullshit because you know you could have called it doo doo life, but something had to happen to make those two words make sense. What am I saying? What am I saying? People just, you know, there's a lot of jive going on.
I think my only point, my only opinion I have on it is that people that were involved in the movement back then, who shaped the culture back then, would just be able to have that recognition that our history
Yeah,
is not.
but you
But
see,
this is Reggie.
yeah,
One
but
second.
but you see, but hold up. I
Okay.
don't mean to cut you. When you say that, that recognition is not for me to come give you. You
No,
know,
no, it's not.
NFL, my people. Okay, but it's not like me and that NFL was running through the studios and chopping it up. No, you know, Simon B, that's my dude. I put him on. You know, so to whom it's due, I'ma give it. But people talking about yo, you have to recognize who. I'm like, Negro, yeah, you my mans and shit, but it ain't like me and you was up in the story that deep, you know. And if you was, then we could rap a taste, but it's not. So I give props to folks for making for having a platform, a foundation, because you know when I came home, y'all was doing it. And that's great, because if you wasn't, then I would have had a harder time, you know, doing what I did. But remember, most of these cats was rapping in English.
Yeah.
If not all. Not all.
Pidgin and English, yeah.
Most of these cats was rapping in Pidgin English or Patois. You know, so that's it. So the difference was I can rap in English. I can't do no fucking Jamaican shit. So I could do Pidgin, but I wasn't fucking with it. So I did Tree, and then I named it, and boom. Also on tissue. Where's on tissue?
Oh, really? Nah, we good. I think they can all hear us though, so maybe you can.
I'm gonna say slangs in now. Yeah. You know, I go off.
Yeah, but I think we've got to give like I always give you your due, man. I always give every one of you guys your due.
I give everybody their due, man. I give you your due. Prime Cut, DJ Wood, all of them.
But
Quantus.
Yeah, talk about Prime Cut. I mean, how was your days in Motown like? But before that, let me just remind people: if we get cut off, it's because of the 1 hour thing. We will come back. We will definitely come back because I think there is quite a few more things we need to cover. We've got brand new music to premiere today. Rockstone's new sound that we need to be premiering today. But yeah, back to the vibe. You were in Motown. How was the vibe like? You know, during your days in Motown. Apart from dancing, what was the culture like?
We listened to all the Shalimars and the Raphael Camerons, but all throughout this, you gotta understand. My first claim to fame was in Motown, Nino's night. That's when I bust the moonwalk. No moon who be that. You could go ask. You could go ask that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I spoke to Rob briefly before we had a chat, just to get a sense of how the recording process was back then. And he told a story about how the Doomsaw really impacted on your second album. Doomsaw,
about kind of career. Doomsaw, about kind of career. What about kind of career?
Yeah, take us back to that process. How things are now. A new artist wouldn't understand the kind of hustle that you have to go through.
Time. Or record this and not like net doom pop.
Which means you lose your recording.
Yes.
And you lose
yes.
As well.
I had to go back in the booth. I had to go back in there and kick that whole line. That I was mad as hell. I was tight. It was not Sweetie. It was the other one. Different you, different me. My first verse, I killed it. Matesi asemo but musada mo for say where from when you tell cut from China to Choco when a ma gross of mo yen na ye yo be ma horo be ka say come yo I was, and then the lights cut. We lost everything. Come here bother more. But you know what? I went back in there and then that's it. Yeah.
Let me.
There you go. China to Choco.
So do what you wanna do, yeah, now. Do what you wanna do, yeah, now.
That's Mount Parish, right?
Yep, that's aha. So there you go. So
Man, Pat.
in school, you see this, you just summed it up. So I was rapping, I was listening to hip hop as far back as then, because Man Parish that's the same group that did Boogie Down Bronx. You
Yeah,
remember Boogie Down Bronx,
yeah,
Boogie
yeah,
Down
yeah,
Bronx,
yeah.
Boogie. I was in tune to that shit way before. You know, way before. Matter of fact, I met one of the members. It's a white boy group, way back in the Bronx, Walton Avenue. You know, so I already knew all of the above. Cooler than the water in the swimming pool. I knew all of that shit. What's it my shit? Yeah, see when you're net. I'm gonna crowd. Hip
But
hop.
Reg, I don't think I've asked you this question because I know you are a huge James Brown fan. You know,
Huge.
your music cuts across. You know, but who are some of the musical influence apart from James Brown, which is quite obvious? You know,
Oh, that's you. I'm an old head, brother. You ain't got that time. I listen to every may brother. He just passed away. May he rest in peace. One of my favorites, Bill Withers.
with us,
Yeah, Bill Withers, man.
with us, yeah.
I listen to some old shit. You know, I listen to music that my father played. You know, so I love Sly and the Family Stone. Yeah, Mansa he's in Europe. Yeah. I love Sly and the Family Stone. I listen to Barry White. I listen to everybody, you know, but Isaac Hayes, um, man, just so many, so many, so many.
Yeah, I think Estelle is asking Al Green, obviously.
Oh, definitely the Reverend Al Green.
Yeah,
Definitely. Definitely
that's
Al Green. Definitely. Yes.
so
So
we
James
know that
Brown, Al
the recording process was a tough one, right?
Joe Nene easy. Nene easy.
But you know
Nene
that
easy.
was the album. My cousin Lexi, I know he's watching us now. You know, he actually
Hmm.
sent him to go get the cassette. You know, so one time I think I was in Hamburg, and then he hit me up that you and MA also were in Düsseldorf then. If you
Hmm.
remember, this is like 2004 or so. I messaged MA asking, "Whoa, what's going on where?" You know, but
Yeah.
that's how much he was. So I actually sent him to go get me the cassette when he came. I think that was the last one that I got. The
Yeah.
last cassette I actually bought was the Mina Mekaya album, you know. But this track,
Yeah.
yo, I agree, Zenga. This was a game changer when this one came on.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
there was a bit of a gap, you know,
Yeah.
and then
Hmm.
this was like a single that dropped. People were thinking, is Reggie finished? And you came out with Plan B.
Yeah. I
Who are
remember
you?
I remember I remember a conversation with my brother, uh oh, what's his name? My brother, he worked on radio. Sefakine, yes. My
Yeah,
brother Sefakine. And
Sepaka.
I remember him coming up to me and he said, "Man, Reggie, after the songs where you do, Charlie, we know Sabi what you could do again." That's what he told me, you know, because he literally told me, you know, the jewels, the hits were, you know, what can you come back with? and we came back like a fucking tornado, bro. You know,
Yeah.
and yeah, man, and that joint there, I mean, that's a classic sample.